Killer, it's the off season. Let's keep it tall. Y'all ain't fucking with my man. And don't check your watch. You know the time. Cold World. Killer.
Hey. You know what I mean?
Cold World Killer.
You feel me?
Know what it is, man.
That time.
Almost time.
Sheesh.
Still hitting old girl. Still make her toes curl. Killer Cam and Cold World. Y'all niggas ready?
Yo, it's the neighborhood hero J Loco here, man. And I don't know if it's because Dame Dash sued him. I don't know if it's because the photographer sued him over his album cover on the program, or I don't know if it's because Drake sued Kendrick. But it seems like King Joffrey Joe himself is suing J. Cole, man. It's crazy out here, man. Now it's crazy all these, lawsuits happening in hip hop, I ain't know that hip hop was a breeding ground for lawsuits to happen left and right. You feel me? But I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand Cardi B, why she filed a lawsuit against old girl, because that's like defamation. But you feel me? I guess, any little dispute, you getting sued now. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is business. So let's get into it. Now, last year, Cam actually appeared on J. Cole's mixtape, or extended play, whatever you want to call it. The joint that he did after Kendrick dissed him and Drake on the song with Future. That's when Cole dropped his little EP, Might Delete Later, that he ended up deleting later. And on one of the songs, named Ready 24, Cam did a verse on that joint.
I don't know if you people noticed it, but niggas had to give me 6 feet before the COVID hit.
One of his songs called Ready 24, which samples, the Dipset, Diplomatic Immunity, hit, Ready. And apparently, because most artists, a lot of artists, when, they'll, instead of paying each other for a verse or whatever, they'll do a song for a song. So they'll do a verse for one of your songs and you'll do a verse for one of their songs. It's called a swap. So, or you'll just pay for the verse, But apparently, Cam, according to Cam, him and J. Cole had understood that they was going to do a swap, like a song for a song. But according to Cam, according to this lawsuit, J. Cole ain't do no swap. He ain't do no song for a song. So basically, he got a verse from Cam to put on his little mixtape or whatever. But he never did a verse back for Cam or appear on his show. That's what the lawsuit says. The agreement was to either do a verse for a song or to appear on his show. It is what it is. But according to this lawsuit, he never did the song or came on the show. And I don't know, I guess Cam has been hitting him up, asking him like, yo, come on the show. Remember that verse I did for you? Or he's been like hitting him up like, yo, do the song with me. And I guess J. Cole, he be in his own world. So I guess he just, and Cam, I'm guessing, he feeling played. So he's like, yo, what? All right. And then, after Dame just tried to sue him and he's seen what happened with Drake and Kendrick, he like, man, why not? Why can't I sue him? You feel me? I'm only assuming. I don't know. I can only assume. You feel me? He like, why not? Why can't I sue him? You feel me? And that brings us to where we at today. So today, tomorrow, when this video comes out on Wednesday, Cam is supposed to be, on his show Talk with Flea, speaking on this situation. So I guess we'll get more clarification by the time this all comes out and all that. So, but, within the lawsuit, Cam is basically asking the judge to legally declare him co-author of the song so he could receive his fair share of the proceeds. And he's also demanding a full accounting of the song's earnings. And he estimates that he's owed at least $500,000. So, hey, man, that's crazy, man. Like, you feel me? Like, a song could make you $1 million. A song, you think that song made J. Cole that much? I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, that's what Cam said, but I guess we'll have to see what comes out of this. All of this is interesting. This is like rich people problems, but it's, it's interesting because it's like, it's crazy. You think certain people don't have to go through certain things. You think, oh, you rich, you made it, you don't have to go. But there's always something. Rich people just have bigger, richer problems. They still have problems. Things is not, the richer and richer you get, you see people come after you. You see, when Cam got backlit on It Is What It Is and started doing this thing with Mace, Now you see everybody start coming after him. Everybody got something to say about him. Omar Gooden Jr. Omar Gooden want to beef with him now. You feel me? Jim Jones want to start a beef with him. It's like the more money you get, the more problems you get. Everybody want to come for your head now. So, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all think this is snitching? I think this is like ratting or tattletelling. I don't think suing somebody is the same as ratting on somebody or tattletelling or whatever the case may be. I think it's different. And, if they had an agreement that they was going to do a swap for a swap, and now J. Cole acting like he can't pick up the phone, or he acting like his number changed or whatever, it's like, yo, maybe this is Cam's only way to get his attention. So, I don't know, man. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all respect it? Or nah, this hip hop, Cam going bad. He not supposed to do that, man. It's a neighborhood hero. You already know, man. I deliver the street treats.
Killer, what's going on, bro? Killer, what's happening, bro? Killer, what is going on? We talking about Cam versus J. Cole. This shit wasn't on nobody's prediction list. This is not on B-Dot's list. This is not something that Uncle Murder could have predicted. This is not nothing nobody could have saw. But we here. Camron is suing J. Cole. I think back in 2021, when we all heard, 95 South, we was happy. Some of y'all was acting like this, who felt like this after we heard J. Cole and Camron together. But it was just him ad-libbing on the intro. Then fast forward a couple of years later, we get this video.
Now, Cam says that 2 years later, this never happened. That J. Cole never basically stood up on his end of the bargain. So there was no song that happened. And in the lawsuit, Cam's attorney say that Cam had went to J. Cole and said, look, I got 2 projects that I've already recorded. Listen to these and see if you want to hop on one of these. And J. Cole said, allegedly J. Cole said, no, I'd rather us do a song if we're going to do one that both of us come up with together. So then he came back to him. Yeah, so then he came back to him a few months later and he says, okay, well, what about doing It Is What It Is? And that was supposed to happen and it did not happen. So Cam is saying that, he's owed $500,000 because all this stuff was done wrong. And he also wants the credits to be credited properly because the credits were not credited properly at the time for how he contributed to the song. And for background, their relationship started when Cam hopped on 95 South, which was the intro for the album Off Season. We had 95 South too. And that was back in May of 2021. And that's when all of this kind of took place.
Well, listen, another interesting thing that was said in that lawsuit that I saw, they said that when Cam would reach out, they would tell him he was unavailable.
Yeah.
That sounds like team talk. That's why it's important for the artists to talk directly to each other. Because I bet you if the artists were talking directly to each other, they wouldn't have got to this lawsuit.
Which seems crazy because Cole is so hands-on with everything.
Yeah.
Like Cole he's usually the one that talks to the artists. He's usually the one that talks to the DJs. Like Cole wants to know the information. That's why this is strange.
And he probably didn't want to do the podcast until his album dropped.
Well, actually, it says in the lawsuit that J. Cole said for himself he was unavailable. It says between July 2023 and April 2024, plaintiff, who was Camron. So Cam and Cole continued to communicate, but J. Cole repeatedly stated that he was unavailable to appear on the podcast. In April 2024, the defendant, J. Cole, released the sound recording of Ready 24, which was, including the verse and all the things from Cam, from delete later, and now here we are with the lawsuit. So
you gotta be clear in communication. I mean, you gotta tell. Let me explain to you why I'm not, available right now. It's not like I'm just igging you on purpose.
Yeah.
And that's what
business business when it comes down to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can understand Cam's position in this, but what I was trying to figure out though is if you guys are working so closely, that is the agreement. In this lawsuit, it says that the alleged J. Cole agreed. What changed? Why would you agree to that and then say? So why would you string somebody along for 2 years and just be like, I'm unavailable?
I don't know if that's bringing. I do think business is business. So I understand why Cam did the lawsuit. But I don't think that's bringing him along. I just think that there's some miscommunication because J. Cole's not explaining why he's not able to do it right now. He may not want to. He might be an out.
Y'all see what the fuck going on out here? Killer, Harlem, I-95 shit, Carolina, 2-6, stand up.